Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Kageyama, and I'd like to welcome everyone here to Be Your Own Hero. And I'm a stage 4 cancer patient with prostate, bone, and lung cancer. And I am so excited, as I've mentioned, so excited for 2022. There's so many things happening, and I am so excited here to be with Linda Sherman, and she's that's not a fake background that you're looking at. That's a real background. She's uh, coming to us from North Carolina, and they just had a nice snow, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And so, as of right now, it's a brand new year. I don't have any new health updates, but I am feeling absolutely fantastic, and I hope everyone else is too. So, let's get started. What I'd like to do is introduce my fellow co-host on our Clubhouse app, which we have a room called Cancer Conquering Community. And Linda's a big part of it, and we're all very excited to help the room grow. And we invite everyone listening here to join us as well because it's for cancer patients, cancer survivors, caretakers, and friends and family of people, that know people of cancer, because it's a great place to learn and share, and we're building a great community. So at this time, what I'd like to do is I'd like to introduce my co-host and my friend, Linda Sherman. Linda, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name, as Marcus said, is Linda Sherman. Um, I am a cancer survivor, a cancer thriver, and a cancer overcomer. Um, I actually was diagnosed with stage 4 uterine cancer, and this was a year ago. When I actually was diagnosed, I really did not have any major symptoms. I had no pain or anything. I went through chemotherapy, and I had one of the best medical teams working with me, a whole team of doctors and nurses, and they were absolutely great. I went through, and I will say that I came through. They did a CAT scan, an MRI, a PET scan, just to make sure they got everything. And when they checked with the last one, the PET scan, everything was clear. Everything was clear. And my oncologist had me come in, and he said, I could have told you all of this on the phone, but I wanted you to come in so I could give you a high five because you really did a great job. But in turn, I wanted to thank him because him and his team was just awesome. They were awesome. They were encouraging, supportive, but they did the right things. And they had me to do the right things, and they kept up with me for all of my thousand of questions that I had that I would call. They would always respond. So I'm so thankful. I'm actually thankful for this journey, even though it's not something that we all look forward to going into, but it has introduced me to so many wonderful people. It has reprioritized my whole life and what I feel is important. And so all I can say is I'm just really thankful. I'm being extremely careful and watchful of what I eat, what I do, exercise, and everything mindset going forward so that I do not see a recurrence. And that is my cancer journey story in a nutshell.
Thank you so much, Linda. And I'd like to point out to everybody, you notice she's wearing Laker gold, even though she's on the East Coast. So I'd like to point that out.
It's my favorite color, everybody. It's my favorite color.
It looks great on you.
Thank
So
you.
anyway, I'd like to get this started so we can learn more about your journey, Linda. And so my first question is, how has the journey through cancer changed your mindset and your way of life?
All right. Basically, it has changed me, like I said, with my priorities, first of all. Before I was a little busy bee, and I was running here and there and a lot of activities, jumping in whenever asked. Um, and I realized that is not really important. Um, and so now what I do is if it's beneficial to me, then I say yes. But I have not had a problem in using that two-letter word, no, when it is not. I simply say no, with a smile and with love, but no is no. Um, and it has just helped me to realize, like I said, what is really important. I take time for myself. Uh, I definitely take time for family, spending time with family. Um, I make wise choices, for lack of a better term. And I have considerably lessened my load, um, from what I was doing. So sometimes I just sit around and watch a movie, and I've told everybody since this journey has taken place, I'm into comedy. So I watch comedy movies, I watch stand-up comics. So sometimes I just sit back and watch something silly, funny, or whatever, and just have a good time because I believe laughter is truly medicine. That's why I'm always smiling, which is also my color is a sign of sunshine and laughter and love. So, but yes, it has really had me focus even more on what I eat. I'm researching everything, which I didn't do before. If I wanted fried chicken, I just went and got fried chicken. If I wanted um, Cherry's Jubilee with the flame and all of that, I would go get that. It was no question. Now I'm looking at sugar content. I'm looking at the frying. Why are we putting all of this in our bodies? Um, and I'm just looking at what's best for me. This is God's temple, and I want to put in what is best for his temple so that I can truly go out and share my testimony. I want to be healthy enough to do that and healthy enough to help others. So I guess that's basically hopefully answering that question.
Linda and I were talking before we started here, and I was talking to my sister Julie yesterday, and she mentioned, she said, "Yeah, I saw your last video," and she said, "Are you wearing makeup?" And I said, "What?" And I said, "You know the answer to that question is absolutely no. I'm not wearing makeup." She said, "Are you wearing foundation?" I said, "Absolutely not." And then she started talking about it, and I thought that was really. And Linda and I were talking. Linda said, "Wow, that's really amazing." From what I've been eating and everything like that. She said, "Yeah, I'm the oldest of all of five brothers and sisters. One has since passed, unfortunately. I'm the oldest one." She said, "Your skin looks better than the rest of us, and you look younger." And I thought, really? And so I'd like to point that out about Linda's, how beautiful her skin is,
Thank you.
and what we eat does really make a difference. I just basically learned that yesterday, you know, as an additional benefit to what we're doing. So anyway, I'd like to get to the next question is, and this is really something that's very, very important to me, and I know it's important to Linda as well. What are your thoughts on the cancer conquering community that we have at Clubhouse?
Okay. The Cancer Conquering Community Clubhouse Room has been the best ever. It's a place where everybody can share with no condemnation, no judgment. Everybody is so supportive of each other. We've all basically come from different walks of life as far as our personal lives, but also we for the most part, have different forms of cancer that we have encountered. But that doesn't matter because we all understand the walk of chemo, radiation, doctors, what you're eating, surgeries, everything. And we're just all there for each other. And it's just such a welcoming room, actually. Um, and even though the room just started a few months ago, it's like we're family. I mean, I feel like these are my sisters and brothers. And it's almost to the point when we go on sometimes that certain people might not be in the room, but they were in the room the following week or the previous week. And I'm like, where are they? Like, I miss them. Like, and then when they come back on the next week, I'm so excited, like, hey, as if I actually know everybody. But it's just a great, great room. So much information, so much um, insight that we obtain from each other. Things that some of us know, so it's confirmation, but other things that we just learn something new. And some things are presented in a different way on things that we knew. And it's just a great experience. And one thing I thought about was the cancer conquering community. I always do things where things relate to each other. And so I looked at that as CCC. That's the initials of it, CCC, which is a wonderful place. When we came from that C word, the cancer word alone, which everybody frowns upon and gets depressed and all of that. But we've taken something that, I don't want to say negative, but something that's more something we don't want in our lives, to a CCC room that has just benefited us so much. Um, I love it. No concerns. It's such a safe space, a safe space. And it just makes you, even the most shy, the a shy person, a quiet person, they would open up because you feel like everybody there really cares. And so I just love it. And I like taking a CCC and making that something positive when we were dealing with just a C before. So
That is great. I love
that's
that.
my that's how I feel about the room. I absolutely love it. I invite everybody to come and just try it, regardless of what your journey has been.
Thank you on that. And you're such a big part of that. And it just really makes me feel so good that, we're able to share this experience with other people. You know, I get a lot of messages on LinkedIn and Clubhouse and other places. And some people are very uh, shy and they, you know, they're afraid to engage. And so everybody's cancer journey is different.
Yes.
Everybody, how they treat it, everybody treats it in their own way. And that's great because we're all individuals and we're all human beings. And I respect that. But getting back to the comments that I get, some people are so sheltered and they don't have to be. I mean, I get
Right.
in the last couple of weeks, I've gotten messages from people that were like dissertations. I mean, my term paper in college was shorter than some of the messages I get. But that tells me that people want to connect, but they
Yes.
may be afraid or whatever the circumstances may be. And so this is a great, exactly what you talked about, Linda, a great place for all of us to gather together and share and become a family. And that's why
Yes.
we're a community. And so that's so exciting. I love to hear you talk about it. It's just so great. So how did cancer help you find your purpose?
Well, before I was basically, just going through the day to day, working, um, taking care of family, extremely active in church and other community activities. Um, but actually, there was a purpose, but no real purpose. And what I will say is, through going through this, I spent more time in prayer, of course, because of what I was going through. Um, but it became so clear to me, and it was actually at the beginning of my treatments. I knew then that I was going to be able to come back and speak into other people's lives. And it gave me a true purpose on writing, writing everything that I went through, feelings, experiences, encounters, whatever. Um, and I had people tell me that God spoke to them and that I was going to be writing this book. And for me, when people say that, I'm like, yeah, yeah. But this time I knew it to be true because that's what I was getting. That's what I was sensing. Um, and I was getting that I was going to share my testimony to so many, some on a large scale and some on a one-to-one, just where I can speak into their lives. Back in the 80s, actually, and I'm going to shock Mark on this one. I lived in Los Angeles back then. See, I told you. Um, and and I went to Cal State LA, and then I went to UCLA. Yes. See, I told you I was going to shock you. But while I was actually at Cal State LA, they had a career center where you could take tests to try to find out, what you should major in. And I took this test, and it came back, and it was scored like on, let's say, on a scale of 100. My score of 98, and it was like a pyramid kind of scale. 98 was communication, written and oral. And I was on the speech debate team, and I thought, well, I can do that. I can do this. I've never shied away from speaking in public. That was never like a fear of mine or whatever. But I look back now and see that I took that test in 1982. And here we are in 2022, actually. Um, and God is letting me know that is what I called you to do, to be in communication. I'm actually in finance, but I should have gone that route then, because what he's saying is to write and to speak to many. And that's communication, both written and oral. So, and I know that's really where I excel. Um, so now I see I'm doing what that test told me I should have done at Cal State LA so many years ago. But everything became much clearer to me. And I think I had more time to just, what do I want to say? More quiet time, where I had time to really reflect and to search. And like I said, things that were important became clearer to me, and other things have just been removed. Um, so it has just truly helped me, and it let me know too to take each day if it could be my last day. Treat people right, do what I can, be a person of my word, um, just be who you really want to be, and enjoy life, because every breath, not every day, but every breath is such a blessing. And I think I answered it. Yeah. Okay.
That was awesome, Linda. And you did shock me. I had no idea you were my neighbor.
Yep. So many years ago.
Wow. We'll be talking more about that. That's for sure. UCLA and Cal State LA. My
Yes,
goodness.
and I worked at UCLA as well.
Wow. Wow. No
Loved it.
wonder you're into the yellow.
Yes, yes.
Because UCLA is blue and gold. Lakers are gold and purple, or
I went
blue, or
to Purple.
whatever
Yes,
color.
I went to many of their games.
Uh-huh. Same here. I was a season seat holder for 20 years. Um, so, what does the future hold for Linda Sherman?
The first and foremost thing I'm going to say it holds is a long and a healthy life. I I believe words are so powerful, and so I'm very intentional on everything that I say, speak, and one of my dear friends always says everything begins with a thought. So I'm very careful on even what I think. So I say to everyone, I will live long and I will live healthy. Um, I'm going to live a life that's on purpose every day. I'm going to live where lives are truly impacted. Um, and I just believe that because of what I went through, I'm going to be able to help some other people because of what I faced. I can share with them. This is how I did this. This is what I did here. This is why this is important. This is why you should probably let this go. Um, and I just want to come alongside a lot of them and walk with them. Um, I want to share this story with everybody that I can. And it's so amazing. Doors are just opening that people are asking me to share my story. Um, I guess God said, well, you might be moving a little slow, Linda, so I'm going to help you out and put people in your path like Mark to open the door and let you start to walk through this. But I see me retiring very soon, like in 2022, this year. Um, and just like I said, just enjoying every moment, every breath that I have, just enjoying it. And hopefully post COVID, like really post COVID, my husband and I can do the traveling that we had initially said we would do when we would retire. But with COVID, that has kind of been pushed to the side a little bit. But that is something I want to do. Um, and I want to spend time. I have two grandsons, so I want to spend time with them. Um, they're not right here in Charlotte, so I want to be able to go and see them and just roll around the floor with them and all the other little fun stuff that I can do. Um, and just be, like I said, just be there for others and just to continue loving others. And I know that's simplistic as opposed to I'm going to fly to the moon or whatever, but I want things to be simple. I want the simple things in life. I don't want things to get too complicated or whatever. I just want family, friends, loved ones, and those that God will put in my path, that I can make an impactful impact on for their lives. Um, and I guess that's it. Mainly long and healthy life.
I just have one question
Okay.
for you that just as you were talking about that, it just came to my mind.
Hmm.
When you got your diagnosis that you were stage 4, what went through your mind at that time?
Okay. Very honestly, I thought twofold. I thought that this was going to be it for me, because I just kind of knew about stage 4 was the final stage or whatever. Um, and then I thought, how is that happening to me? I basically eat right. I'm healthy. I run to these, what do you call them? When the doctors or different things come into town and you can go in and get things checked or whatever. I'm usually signing up for it, even though I have my doctor appointments, but I go and sign up for these little mobile things or whatever. And I was like, how in the world did I get this? Um, and I became not depressed because I'm not a depressed type person, but I just really felt this is probably it. Um, but then God spoke to me and it was so clear, you will not die. You will not die. And so I called one of my friends, a extremely good friend of mine who's a real prayer warrior. And she said, "You're not going nowhere." She said, "Let me get somebody else on the phone. We're getting ready to pray." and and I at that point I began to surround myself with people that were positive, um, that trusted God, that I knew could get a prayer through if anybody could, um, and that I knew that they really loved me, that they would just they would be there for me, and that's who I surrounded myself with. I did not talk to people that was telling me, "Oh, I knew somebody and they died," and that was not what I needed. I needed positivity, and I walked that out. Um, Everybody that I surrounded myself with, including my daughter, my son, they're like, "Mommy, you're not going anywhere." Um, I would feel it if you were going somewhere, and I'm not feeling that. So, and I held on to what I heard God tell me, and I heard on to what all of my friends and family were saying. Everybody was sending different things, do this, do that. I had so many people saying what I should do and how I should handle this or whatever. But I listened to my doctors. I listened to what they said. And even though I trusted him first, I trusted and followed all of the instructions and directions that the team gave me. Um, and I just believe that he had me through it. But that first initial day, I don't even think I cried, actually. I don't think I cried. I just felt like, oh, is this it? Like, can we not have stage one? Like some of my other friends that have had cancer had? Why am I jumping to stage four? So yeah, that's where I was.
That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I wanted to hear that initial, uh, when you get the diagnosis,
Yeah.
everybody's reaction is different. For me, when I got my initial diagnosis, I already had an idea because I was put through so many different tests, and you're not put through all these crazy, inhumane tests for nothing,
Right.
unless they have an idea. And so I know exactly what you mean. So by the time I got my diagnosis, mentally I was ready. And I had already prepared my mind for it. And I'm always excited to hear different people's reactions and how they took it, but more importantly, what they were willing to do moving forward. And that's why,
Yeah.
we're so excited about the cancer conquering community on Clubhouse.
Yes.
And I'm going to
Yes.
give one final plug for that here. It's every Thursday at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And that's where you'll see Linda, myself, Katie Gaspari, and other people who we come together and we share and we help each other learn, and we help, hold basically virtually hold each other's hands to form a community and
Yes.
strengthen ourselves, because alone we're not very strong, but together we're really strong. And
Very strong. Yes.
yes, And so it's really exciting. And so what I'd like to do at this time is I'd like to thank Linda Sherman from the bottom of my heart for sharing, you know, all this information about where she's come from, and she's showing us her little neighborhood there, which is beautiful. Wow, that is really great. They just had a big snow in North Carolina, so that's what she's showing us. But thank you so much for joining us at To Be Your Own Hero, and please subscribe, like, and make a comment
Yes.
in the comment section of the video. And it's so important, for us to come together as
Hmm.
human beings, and there's so much going on in our world today, all over the world. Everybody's governments, they're experiencing so many different things, and it's
Yeah.
confusing. And with Omicron raging and all the different things that we're being told, it's a very tough time. And so what we do in the community and what I do on my videos is it's all about being positive, and it's all about appreciating every single day, every single
Yes.
hour, every single minute, and every single second, because
Yes.
life is beautiful and life is for the living, and it needs to be
Yes.
appreciated. And so thank you so much, Linda,
Thank
and
you,
we'll
Mark.
see you every week in Cancer Conquering Community on Clubhouse. And thank you, everybody, for joining us at To Be Your Own Hero, and we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.